am so incredibly excited for today's video because we are doing my very first TBR job prompts, pick my TBR for the next month. It is currently the 29th of September, so October is almost upon us, and I have made a prompt jar specifically for this video. I have been wanting to do one of these forever. I love watching TBR jar prompt videos, and so I wanted to participate in it and make my very own October TBR. I have also a dedicated fall TBR of all the books I want to read in fall, and I am hoping that I can include a few of those in my October TBR, although I have already read a lot of my fall reads for this year. I am really happy with how many books that are fall themed and that I wanted to read this fall I have already read. Since I have a TBR of almost 180 books, I have a lot of books to pick from, so I am really hoping that I can read all of the books that I want, that the TBR prompts work, and that maybe I can also go out of my comfort zone a little bit. I mostly read fantasy romance. That is basically all that I read, with varying degrees of romance in it, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, but pretty much always fantasy romance. So I am really excited to maybe go out of my comfort zone a little bit. I have included some prompts in here that would do that, and we'll see what I pick for October. I think we should just go into it. Okay. I dropped one, didn't I? Okay. A white cover. A book with a white cover. Okay. I can do that. Since I have organized my books from white to colorful to dark, I will just go look in the top row and find a book with a white cover. Okay, I will come back with a few options. Okay, I have two options here. The first one being the 5th book in the Plated Prisoner series by Raven Kennedy. I read all of the first ones and I only got up to like page 32 because this is a big book and I didn't have time to read this, but it is a completely white cover. That is option one. And the second option is, God, what is it called? I think it's called The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black, which is the second book in the spin-off series to The Cruel Prince. This was on my TBR for August and I didn't get around to reading it. Neither did I read it in September. The thing is, I feel like this is a hard decision. I feel like this is not completely white and the straight edges are blue. This is completely white with just gold. But since this was on my TBR in August, I will choose this book to be on my October TBR because then I have finished the entire Cruel Prince and spin-off series and all of the books in the universe of Elfame, and I really need to finish some series. So I will choose The Prisoner's Throne. Yay! Okay, with that we have our first read for the month of October. Okay. I didn't color coordinate any of the prompts. Okay, a 3-word title. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, for the 3-word title book prompt, I have chosen The Nightblood Prince by Molly X. Chang. I received this in a Fairy Loot subscription box and it's absolutely stunning. I just feel maybe the covers are giving off the vibe, but I know that it's about vampires, and if one thing is giving fall and spooky season, it's vampires. And I've been really wanting to read some Fairy Loot subscription box books because I'm really far behind on those. So I'm going to be picking up The Nightblood Prince for my second book of October. Okay. An Illumicrate book. Okay, moving on with the book subscription books. I am also behind on my Illumicrate books. I have cancelled the subscription in January, I believe, but I did have an entire year of books by Illumicrate that I never read. So I'm really excited to do this But which one? Which one? Okay, I have two options here. The first one is The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. I am loving this cover. I love everything that's like phoenixes. I think this book is about a magical zoo. And I'm pretty sure it's a sapphic story. An epic fantasy backdrop teeming with all your favorite mythical beasts from dragons and unicorns to kelpies and krakens. The Phoenix Keeper combines the cozy fantasy stakes of T.J. Klune and Travis Baldry with the heartwarming contemporary romance of Alice Oseman and Casey McQuiston. This sounds really, really good. Also, cozy fantasy is my pick for fall. I love cozy fantasies for the fall season. But then also, what I felt would be a good choice for fall was A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft. I have heard a bunch of good things about this book. A folklorist with a quick temper and an even quicker wit is on an expedition with 6 eccentric nobles in search of a mythical spring of untold power. So a bunch of people go to find this source of power, but then the leader gets murdered, so it has a kind of murder mystery in it. Apparently, I don't really want to read so far ahead. This is hard. I didn't expect to have to make these kinds of decisions today. The question is, do we go murder mystery fantasy or do we go cozy fantasy? And so far, we don't have anything cozy fantasy. I'm thinking The Phoenix Keeper. I want to read about a magical zoo, and I love this cover. I think this is one of the prettiest Illumicrate covers that I have received during my time when I had the Illumicrate subscription box. This is stunning, and I'm so excited to read it. Yeah. Okay, we go cozy fantasy magical zoo for the third book. Okay, now we're on to our fourth book of the month of October. I am already so incredibly excited to be reading these books in October. This is going to be an amazing reading month. I'm trying really hard not to look. A book with an ugly cover. Oh god, okay. You know, everyone's tastes are different, and what I think is an ugly cover might be a really pretty cover to someone else. And I typically buy a lot of pretty covers because I love pretty books. So let's see if we can find some ugly covers. Okay, I'll be honest, I don't own many books that I find ugly. And if I had to choose one, it would be this one, The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling. I got this book for free when I bought some used special edition books online. And I'm really grateful that the seller gifted me a book. But I didn't expect this, and because I know nothing about it and I didn't buy it myself, and I don't think the cover is really pretty, I have not picked this up yet. But it is sapphic vampires, and I feel like 'tis the season for vampires. I will just read the description really quick. Elise is cursed. Every time she touches someone, she experiences how they will die. And when she predicts but is unable to prevent her brother's death, Elise is desperate to escape her terrible gift. Then she meets Claire, a vampire tasked with helping Elise master her rare powers and recruiting her to the Veil, a secret organization determined to protect the paranormal world at all costs. At first, Elise is reluctant to work with a vampire, but when she predicts a teacher's imminent murder, she is determined to stop the violent death. As Elise and Claire grow English is a hard language sometimes. As Elise and Claire grow closer, Elise begins to wonder, can she really trust someone tasked with securing her loyalty? Someone who could so easily kill her? Someone who might hold the key to unraveling her brother's mysterious death? From the author of These Witches Don't Burn comes a paranormal romance for fans of Richelle Mead and Stephanie Meyer. If you have seen the video where I talk about my all-time favorite fantasy books, you will have me talk about Vampire Academy and Bloodlines, which is the two series that Richelle Mead has written about vampires. And I love those. Those are my two favorite series of all time. I will be rereading them every single year because I love them so much. And if it says that it's perfect for fans of Richelle Mead, I am a fan of Richelle Mead, and that kind of makes me very excited to read this book. I have not read, I think, any sapphic books so far. I just don't tend to gravitate towards them, but I really, really want to read more sapphic books because I think I'm missing out. Okay, yeah, this is the 4th book for my October reading month, and I'm kind of really excited now to read this. Okay, this is so cool. Okay, we will now pick the very last prompt from the prompt jar. An even number of pages. Okay, so this is kind of a free-for-all because I feel like a lot of books will have an even number. So I will check on the books that I have on my fall TBR for this year, and I will see if any of them have an even number of pages. So this was incredibly easy. This is one of the books that I have on my fall TBR anyway, and this is like the book I wanted to read next. And this has 370 pages, and that is an even number. This is The Night Hunt by Alexandra Christo, which is the same author as To Kill a Kingdom, and I really enjoyed To Kill a Kingdom. And this book is about monsters, so I thought it would be perfect for the October month. And she is a monster who feeds on fear, and she's the last of her kind and hides in the shadows of the world to escape the wrath of the unpredictable gods. This sounds so cool. This sounds so cool, and I love the cover. I'm not sure if it's a cover that's for everyone, but for me personally, I love this. I love the color scheme. You can never go wrong with pink and purple, in my opinion. This is just a gorgeous book, and I'm so excited to read it. So yeah, that concludes my TBR for October. We have The Night Hunt by Alexandra Christo. We have The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling. We have The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. We have The Nightblood Prince by Molly X. Chang. And we have The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black. I am so incredibly excited to read these. I am really excited to see if I can actually read all of these in October, because university will start again in October, and then I'm going to be a little bit more busy, so I will have a lot less time to read. I feel like a few of them are out of my comfort zone. As I said, I am way behind on my book subscription box books. Both Illumicrate and Fairy Loot. I have not read many of the mini books that I've received. So I'm really excited for The Nightblood Prince and The Phoenix Keeper, and also about The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling, because this is like a wild card book for me. I have no idea because I didn't buy it, because it was gifted to me. Yeah. Okay, I am really, really excited to get around to these books. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end. My very first TBR jar prompts pick my TBR for the next month. As I said, I'm so incredibly excited. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.